Deluxe. It's the League of Amazing Adventures.
Oh boy. Starting off on a foot. I'm
Yes,
not sure what kind, but a foot.
I am starting off on the left foot, and then the
You
right
put
foot.
one foot,
Front of the other. Oh my god.
and then there's a foot.
You
The
can't
foot,
deny
foot,
that.
foot.
What are we, that dude in Game of Thrones? Shh. Not, it's House of the Dragon. God damn, I butchered that
It's the
beginning to end.
same
Didn't like
fucking
that.
thing.
Yeah.
The
Didn't
fact that
like
they're trying to
that.
market it at just 2 different franchises, shut the fuck up.
True.
I don't.
What's his name again?
Anyway, that's my opinion on. Huh?
What's the dude's name again? I don't remember.
The foot guy?
Yeah.
Foot
Yeah, it's the
man.
foot guy.
Yeah, this is okay. That's all he deserves.
How did we get to
Yeah.
this?
You've
I-
heard
Hi
of
guys,
Foot Guy.
welcome to Tabletop Rolls Wednesday Night League of Amazing Adventures.
Everything is great and nothing
Will's
is
your
wrong.
host. I'm here too.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no foot stuff going on.
Mm-mm.
Mark.
Not on camera anyway.
It's funny you're the
No,
one to
Nary
say
a
that,
fetish to
Mark.
be had.
But continuing on, announcements. Here's the announcements. Tomorrow night we're off. Other shows on the channel though exist. Here are some other shows. We have Friday night our Genshin Impact D&D conversion. It is the penultimate episode of it. And then we will have maybe a week off from streaming on Friday night just so that I don't make McKenna do artwork in 2 weeks.
I mean, it's fine.
And then on Saturday, we are doing a big stream. A big old stream. A big stream of Pokemon streams.
How big is it?
Yeah, well.
It's Pikachu!
It's so bad.
It's Clefairy!
It's bigger than the outrage that was created by Sprigatito becoming bipedal.
Ooh!
Mmm.
Ooh.
Pretend I do not see
That
it.
is big.
Yeah, we're doing like an all-day Pokemon Scarlet blind Nuzlocke. Here, chat. I'm going to show you all a thing. I made an overlay for it,
Ooh.
Aw.
and I'm going to
I'm very
quickly
proud
jump
of him.
over to that so you can see it. Look at that. This is where it's going to be. We're going to have our Pokemon in the bottom. The Switch will be in that middle big screen. That bottom area, I need to put the text in for the rules for the Nuzlocke. I'm doing that tomorrow.
Meow.
On Friday when I've taken the day off to play Pokemon. It's going to be a good time. I figured out
It's
how to do
so-
texturing in Photoshop. I'm very proud of myself.
It's so scarlety and purpley.
Yeah.
Violety.
Well, I tried to basically stick to like the style of the art assets on the box as much as I could. And yeah, it's gonna be a good time. We're starting with Quaxley.
I love him. Your honor.
I do. I love Quaxley. I actually honestly
Sustained.
I really do love all the starters this generation, but like it's Quaxley, it's Fuecoco, and then it's Sprigatito for me. That's the ranking.
I saw a graphic that read that Sprigatito was the one that verse people were choosing. What's the fire one again?
Fuecoco.
Coco was the one that tops were
I
choosing,
already know. Yeah.
and Quaxleys are the ones bottoms are choosing.
Quaxley's so chill. Anyway, but
He's
Oh,
got that
no.
dapper little look, and his little chest
Yeah,
is all
that's
puffed
what you
out.
call it, dapper.
He does look dapper. He looks like a little lad with his cute little side coif. I love Quaxley.
yeah.
He's giving himself away.
on that Saturday
Closet is glass.
Saturday stream, we're going to have some guests. Rose is dropping in to have a rival battle with me at some point, as is Chad, and anyone else that I know and has a Switch will probably be able to come in if they want. I have another overlay set up to do that. Then on Sunday, we're doing probably more of the Pokemon Nuzlocke, just because I'm going to be trying to play through those games and get going on those as much as I can, because I love them. But Monday, Strength 1000's AP, new cast member Sarah, Cosmic Deity in the chat. We made their character on Monday. If you want to watch that stream, go check out our VODs. It's their first Pathfinder 2e character. We went through a whole lot of stuff. And then we stayed on the call after and finished off the character sheet. And yeah, it was a good night. Then,
See if you can visibly see me holding back from optimizing.
then on Tuesday, we probably won't be streaming on Tuesdays for a bit. I need some time off. And I really don't want to stream every night. So, you know, it might end up just being like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday for a little bit, just because I do need a little bit of a break.
Live, laugh, let loose.
Yeah. And that's not at all coinciding with the fact that the new WoW expansion drops in 2 weeks. No.
Not at all.
Not at all.
I think you said the quiet part out loud, Will.
I did. But like our WoW streams get terrible numbers, so it's honestly not worth streaming it. So it's like, yeah, just enjoy it for myself for a change.
Don't diss the dick. Thank you, chat.
The duck.
I
Well,
was
that's
just gonna let it
embarrassing
slide.
out there. That's embarrassing for you. And I don't think I'm going to let you live that down. Anyway,
No.
no. But those are all of our announcements. Let's talk about our cast. The people that you're all here to see. We have playing Cassandra / Corellia of Abby's World of Stage fame and resident Witcher enthusiast, Abby.
Hi, my dog jump scared me today. I thought she was asleep downstairs, and then she coughed in my ear.
Good for her.
Honk cough.
I actually yelled. I was like, ah!
Speaking of jump scares, the only person who will probably have me doing any sort of jump scaring things with them in the near future, Matt, playing Garl. How you doing, Matt?
I am filled with determination.
That's good. Matt is responsible for the overlays that you see on our tabletop RPG shows, and they're awesome. So if you ever need one, talk to Matt. But speaking of awesome artwork, we have, of course, the person in charge of 99% of the artwork on the channel, McKenna Tynan, playing Nimbus.
Yep, that's me.
McKenna probably
Nimbus
posted a
Evangeline
TikTok.
Amalthea Saint Altair.
McKenna probably
I most
posted a
certainly
TikTok
did,
for this.
and I did.
You did.
I did,
That's
and
good.
I've gotta say, I don't know if it's just like a holiday time thing, but something's been going up with the algorithm. Things have numbers have been down.
Is it a holiday time thing? Oh yeah, I guess it is. American Thanksgiving.
It is for me at work. I'm very tired, by the way. Don't tell my boss I said this, but please don't order any more caramels. We're already swamped. The Scientologists ordered like 3,000 units.
They're always causing a problem
that's
one
what's-
way or another.
They're actually so nice.
They do. They are very good. They.
I mean,
That's how they win
people
you
very well.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear they pay really good on sets.
They do. They really do, Abby. And they also feed you very well. But speaking of people who are also often fed very well, Cooper.
I do like food.
Yes, you do, and you usually snack on stream. That's why you're fed very well.
I have not
Oh,
eaten
no.
today.
Cooper.
I've had 5 microwavable taquitos and
Can I offer you an almond in
1
this
pack
trying
of
time?
these. This was not great on an empty stomach, I'm not gonna lie, but I had already opened it. It is caramel corn popcorn, in case my camera's not picking it up.
It was
But-
yummy.
McKenna, if you could do me
Even
just the
Chad is
smallest
ashamed-
favor,
is
if you
shocked.
could collect a sandal or a crock. I know you don't have a crock in your house, but a sandal.
I actually have a chancla from
And the door is locked.
Rosarito.
Okay. Well, McKenna, at some point, smack Cooper with a sandal for me.
Here's just a taste of what you're gonna get. You're gonna get it. You're gonna
Bap bap.
charge it up. Yeah, Abby.
Whack.
We never see that cheeky motherfucker.
And I'm Will. I run games. I write things. I try to write things. And then we play them, and I get to hang out with my friends, and I get all the happy juice from these streams. So, yay.
Gives me something to look forward to throughout the week.
It's the only reason I ever know what day of the week it is.
Same.
Because I'm like, is it Wednesday yet?
I'm not
no,
going to
and
lie.
the answer is either yes or no.
My boss today, at work, sent me a message being like, "Oh, tomorrow, are you excited for tomorrow? It's a big day." I was like, "Wait, are we doing like a Black Friday sale early or something?" It's like, "No, it's your birthday." It's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that." Huh. Completely slipped my mind.
Aw.
Just like... It was funny to me. Uh-oh, I think we may have lost McKenna.
Briefly, yes, I am back.
Welcome back. You're still a little bit frozen on my end, but that's fine. We'll roll the intro, and hopefully it'll get fixed. So here's the League of Amazing Adventures intro. Can we get some ooh-oos in the chat? Last time on the League of Amazing Adventures, our party successfully defeated Treladar's Archmage and stopped them from unleashing a magical cataclysmic big old WMD on the world.
Well, actually, we can thank Lucinda for that.
Sacrifices were made.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting to that. However, while the party stopped Treladar's plans, they did not stop the Lord of Light's plans, as they did not know the Lord of Light was going to start showing up very shortly. Luckily, though, through her sacrifice, Lucinda was able to give the party at least 4 years to prepare for their Lord of Light to return.
Yay.
In addition to that, Nim's mom has gone off somewhere, not wanting to talk to her family for a while.
She also got sick of us all, flirting with her, I
Trying to
guess.
make a pass at her.
Yeah, that too.
Damn.
This is
Poor-
harassment, and I am not putting up with it.
I believe we ended things off last night last week with a few vignettes at the beginning of that 3-year time skip. We had a lovely evening with Nimbus, Elisandra, and Gwendolyn. Got to go back to the past. Cass. I was trying to figure out how to make
Casserole.
I was trying to make the old Samurai Jack theme work for that, but it didn't work.
Gotta get back.
It's a good theme.
Back
He
to the
tries.
past, Samurai Jack. Jack.
I never
Jack,
watched
Jack.
Samurai Jack.
Oh,
It's surprisingly good.
yeah.
I think I was a little too young for it.
I think we all were a little too young for it, to be perfectly honest with you, because the time that show came on at was not a time that I should have been awake.
I just didn't have cable until I was like a senior in high school.
Also, anything that was violent, my parents were adamantly like,
You see, my heaven basically was at night, like late at night, like when I would get home from dance classes, I would sit down and like watch TV for a little bit to unwind. The hit that would be Aruka 7, Samurai Jack, and then Cyber 6.
what, 7?
Haruka.
Is
I
it
thought it was
not
Iruka.
It probably is. I'm just mispronouncing it as
The-
I tend to do.
I mean,
The
it's
show has some
spelled-
weird pronunciations in it.
It's spelled IRUK, isn't it? IRUKA?
E.
EUR. EK, I believe.
I think I
Oh,
watched that.
Eureka 7. I mean,
yeah,
well,
Eureka 7.
They never call it Eureka 7 in the show, I'm
Right.
pretty sure.
Yeah.
right. Wow, I really was thinking Iruka like Naruto.
Yeah, but
That's-
Eureka 7, and then I would finish my night off with a show called Cyber 6, where if you haven't seen Cyber 6, you should watch Cyber 6. It's a
At the very
great
least,
show.
Google or you look up for the intro on YouTube. It's a banger.
Yeah.
While we're on the subject of favorite old TV shows and stuff, I'm gonna
Oh,
date myself.
this is gonna
Who
be a
here
blast
watched
from the
Babylon
past.
5?
Bah, bah. Ah.
I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting Matt to say, like, original Quantum Leap.
Huh.
Wow.
Those are
how,
Two very
how
vague
old do you
memories.
think I am?
That was the joke, Matt.
Oh, boy.
Anyone seen Sigmund and the Sea Monsters?
I've heard of it.
I watched all of that growing up.
Nice.
Oh. And the original
anyway.
Land of the Lost.
Either way. Yeah, so we had a lovely night there. Cassandra got shunted back in time for a little bit, had a talk with herself from the past.
Not
Cooper
pleasant.
Lynx now has like a new student under their wing. And Garl is having medical issues.
I mean, she's probably not drinking enough water. She's looking at screens too much during the course of the day. She needs to get up and move around more often. No, she is dying.
We need to wane Garl off the Baja Blast and get Garl back on water.
Her crystals are kind of Baja Blast color, aren't they?
I mean,
You
they
can't
are
really see them in the art that's on the overlay, but
they are
they
originally
kind of
or
Baja Blasty.
they are very slowly Baja blasting her bone marrow, probably.
Yeah.
And an important salient point that might become very relevant very quickly tonight, Garl had resolved seemingly not to tell any of her compatriots about it.
Which is a
And Chip,
choice.
bound by patient doctor confidentiality, ain't gonna open his little rat mouth either.
He's
Not willingly.
He's not gonna rat her out.
No, what is someone gonna get like Chip drunk and try and get information out of him?
Is that an option?
I doubt it.
The only-
Probably drink you under the table.
Yeah. But yeah. So I think that's everything that happened last time. So when we last left ourselves, it was all these events took place around 3 months after the events in Treladar. Over the next 2 months, the world is largely repaired, sort of back to its state pre-war. Magic makes building things a lot easier. And there's a whole lot of mages in Treladar who are like very willing to help other people now to kind of make up for the war crimes committed by Treladar during the battles. So rebuilding efforts go by quickly, allowing everyone to sort of focus in on their own things. We're going to actually start with Lynx tonight.
You love to see it.
I'm missing links.
Hello.
Lynx, you are in sort of your office that you've been given at the Brighthall Academy of Adventuring and Arts.
Okay.
It is your office hours, and there is a sort of rasp at your door knocking. It's sort of like a knock, 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 knock.
Do I recognize this knock?
It's a very rhythmic knock.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't recognize the student who does it.
Okay,
because all
so
your
it's-
students have kind of like taken to like changing up their knocks to try to confuse you.
It's not my protege.
Uh-huh.
All right. Come in.
And walking in is a young human man, probably about 25, 26. One of the basically staff members of the college coming in, and they have a number of like papers and things. Professor, here are all the maps that you requested from the library. And they just kind of like, put them onto your desk.
Thank you. These will prove quite useful.
Yeah, I guess you're trying to pick out the final now, I suppose, for the year. Sort of find like a relatively safe place to send the kids.
Right. Safe. Yeah. Yes.
It's like I had spears ready for all of them.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I'll leave you to your work. Just you know how ring the bell if you need anything from the library, and we'll send someone right up. They just kind of like nod their head and they head out.
Your help is greatly appreciated. Thank you.
It's what I'm paid for. And they just like as they're walking out have like a thumbs up over their head in the air. So Lynx, you now have a stack of maps in front of you.
Yep. I would like to investigate them.
Yeah. There are a variety of different sort of locales that have been marked as interesting sites that could be good for your students to enter as sort of a adventuring 101 final exam. A number of small ruins and some slightly larger ruins but more sparse ones. But a few of them stand out to you as key points, like ones that would definitely be interesting in general for people. Number one, there is a location in the Magisgard Wastes that has recently been unearthed. People believe that location is a First Great War research laboratory, and it may have some information on it on what sank the Opal Empire.
Okay.
In addition to that, there is a ruin that was found in Izzle, deep within the jungle, that has been completely overgrown. But in that ruin, there appears to be, some people are saying there's information about an old pantheon of gods that were slain.
Hmm.
And then lastly, in Kalmia, there is a castle that has been abandoned for a number of months with a mine underneath it that was directly attached to the plane of fire. You recognize that as the formal Castle Ray. And now that I just realized, I really should have called it Ray Vinloft.
Casa de Rey.
Casa de Ray Vinloft, but oh well.
Oh boy.
Oof.
Yeah, I thought it was good. And then lastly, there is a small bit of the Opal Empire of Volusia. The islands. One of the islands has been found, like an island has been found still above water, and there appears to be a passageway into the tunnels underneath like the water there, still intact. There's only funding for you all to go to one site together.
I want to choose Izzle.
Izzle? Okay. You get your class all ready to go. At this point, the bleaching gnome has had even a little bit more from your classes. The color return. Now their hair is fully in color, but the rest of them is still monotoned and monochromatic.
Good for him.
And you're all basically loaded up on a League-sponsored ship. And after a number of days, you land on the banks of Izzle and are able to make it to the site of the ruin very simply. When you arrive, the ruin itself seems to be completely abandoned. The most interesting part of the ruin is a very large jungle tree that has sprouted out from the ruin center. And it's growing through the building and such. How do you have your students and yourself approach this sort of first adventure?
Are they spearheading it or am I?
Your call. You're the teacher.
Okay. Well,
Are you the type
obviously.
of professor to send your students into a possible deadly situation?
No, just like my professor before me.
Ah, you would not fit
Um,
in at Magambia
I would like to investigate the tree, and if any students, of course, would like to pitch in what they think may help lead to the solution, then I would like to be receptive of that.
Yeah. As you start heading towards the tree, can you just make me a general perception check?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's strange. The tree itself has like a face in the trunk, like a full-on face.
Occultism check
Yeah,
on
or
said
nature.
face.
This appears as though it could be like a very old tree end.
Oh.
Don't be hasty.
What do I know about treants?
Well, you know that they are creatures that are trees that have been given some sort of extra dimensional life force and essence. They often have a well adapted intelligence, and many of them are very old beings. This one specifically seems to be an almost ancient treant. As you kind of like approach it, some of the leaves shake, and like your students are like behind you. Leaves above you shake, and falling from the tree are these like seeds, and as they hit the ground they unfold themselves into like these like little people made from like the vines and the seeds, and they just kind of surround you all. And the
I would like to. I'd just like to quickly assess if they're hostile.
Yeah. You can plainly tell, you don't even need to make a check for this, that they're kind of holding back. They're like a sort of like a, think of them as like a security system.
Yeah.
Like, they're not
Okay.
hostile yet, but they could be hostile, and there's enough of them that they might prove to be a little bit of a problem if they do.
Okay.
As these creatures drop, the treant kind of opens its eyes and just looks down at you and the students. So many people. So many people. So many people. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello. I apologize for interrupting your rest.
Think nothing of it. Think nothing of it. Think nothing of it. What brings you to my little ruin? What brings you to my little ruin? What brings you to my little ruin?
To seek the knowledge lain within. How long have you been here?
Ah, knowledge is a noble pursuit, and I have been here since I was but a seedling. Ah, knowledge is a noble pursuit, and I have been here since I was but a seedling. Ah, knowledge is such a noble pursuit. And I have
Lynx
been
is
here since
fixated,
I
and
was a
while the
seedling.
treant continues in his little pattern here, is there any sort of way that I can estimate how long it has been here?
Yeah, that would be a nature or arbory lore check.
Okay. Do I have any students that could potentially help me with that?
Probably not. They're all like 101 students, so they're all still
Ah,
kind of like
damn.
useless.
Okay. We're betting everything we've got on this nature check.
Do it.
Oh, that sure is everything.
It's a really thick tree, so it's probably really old. Like
Mhm.
the tree would probably take like 4 or 5 swipes from Garl to get cut. So take
Okay.
that with you will. It's like
Somewhere
an old...
Garl sneezes.
Wait, actually, I can use this. I can use this as a reference point for Cooper, and it'll make sense. It's like a California redwood.
Ah, I love those.
Yeah, it's like a big old tree. There's much
Is there
knowledge
more?
to share. There's much knowledge to share.
Is there
There is
more
much
to the
knowledge
shrine?
share.
Are you containing or guarding something?
I am not guarding something. I'm not guarding something. I'm not guarding something.
Okay. Well, I certainly don't want to interrupt your nap. If you'd like to get back to it, are there any rules that we should follow while we're here?
Simply treat the grounds with respect. Simply treat the grounds with respect. Simply treat the grounds with respect, or be planted into them with him, or be planted into them with them, or be planted into them with them.
You have my utmost and sincerest promise that
Yeah.
the ground will be treated well.
As you say that, the saplings that have been like forming up around your group kind of stop in place, and then they begin to grow slightly, creating like this ring of trees around everyone. This will be a safe place for you all to rest. This will be a safe place for you all to rest. This will be a safe place for you all to rest. And yeah, it looks like all these trees have basically created like a closed-in camp. And as like the students approach it, the trees like bend slightly to let you out, but otherwise they're trunk to trunk. It's like a little tree wall around you.
Let's investigate further. Let's see if there's anything deeper.
Okay. If you'd like, you can make me a underworld lore check to see how much you would know about like sort of hidden spots in the ruins, or
Reroll. Wow,
Fair
so
enough.
much better.
You're looking about, and there's a couple spots that would definitely be like good entry points. There
Uh-huh.
is one in particular that's interesting because like the tree roots is like busted through the floor, and it's revealed like a larger area inside of the bottom of it.
Okay.
And like the tree root itself could probably be climbed down pretty safely, but it would just take like a little bit of skill. Although it's nothing you think your students couldn't handle, and quite honestly, if they did fall, they wouldn't die from it. But it might be like a good learning experience if you all go down.
Mm-hmm. One second. I know it's here somewhere. Oh, I could have sworn I had taken this. Oh, that's right. It's because follow the leader isn't like a skill. It's something that you just do.
Yep, follow the expert.
How do I do follow the expert again? Like
You would need to have
It, like,
someone
it's-
else
it's just
who's an
a-
expert in a skill to use it. Otherwise, your students are assumed to be following you as the expert.
Got it. Yes, that is what I would like to do. Like have them do with me.
Okay.
What sort of skill would it be to descend?
It would either
'Cause
be
that might actually-
athletics or acrobatics or engineering lore if you want to rig up some sort of pulley, or crafting
Bet.
if you want to make the pulley. One of the 3 or 4.
I am. You know what? I will take you up on that crafting. I'm an expert in athletics, but if you're gonna put crafting in front of me, obviously I'm gonna take it.
Nice. You make a really good like sort of like lift system to assist people getting in and out. And
It's always crafting that I roll a 10 or up.
you're able to get everyone descended safely. As you descend deeper into the ruin, you see basically area you descend into is a large sort of antechamber with
Okay.
a overgrown stone mural at its center, with the sun right now just hitting it just right. And then there are to your left and right a large passageway, and then also directly behind you where you entered from, there's a large passageway.
Okay. Let's go. Let's follow the across from where we entered passageway.
So you're in like the middle. So there's one behind you, one to your left, one to your right, and then there's the mural basically directly in front of you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I got the map mixed up in my head. You said mural, and I thought it was another pathway. We'll take the one on the right.
Okay. You all begin walking down the rightmost tunnel.
Okay.
And as you do, it kind of leads into another large antechamber. However, this one is like multi-tiered. There's about 4 different tiers, each one becoming smaller along the way. And there are divots in the stone, sort of like these like undercroppings. Basically, like the stone in some spots goes like slightly lower for about 2 feet by 2 feet. And then there's a pillar, and then there's like another like lower spot with 2 feet by 2 feet of stone and a pillar, and then that sort of repeats all the way down until like in the center area there is a large dais that has a sort of silverline, almost mercury-looking gem in the middle of it.
I'd like to inspect the gem.
Yeah. Make me a perception check.
Not bad, I'll take it.
The gem appears to be a magical device. You think that it would do something with the correct conditions being met. You notice that each of the outcroppings has like a pressure plate in it that would probably provide some sort of like function to the dais in the middle.
I'm scared to just let my students mess with the pressure plates. Is there any way I can investigate further and see if like it's safe for them to utilize the pressure plates to release the
You
dais?
could try a thievery if you want to try disarm one of them and see what it does.
Yeah, I'd like to do that indeed. I don't think I have any feats that assist in that. Let me double check, because rapid a fixture. No, I don't think I have anything that'll assist in it. I've got like my racial trait, but that'll be depending on if the trap springs me. I'll take it.
Yeah, you push down the pressure plate, and as you do so and you like get it set to stay down, the mechanism is activated, and it sort of creates like a monk cell around that pressure plated area, like stone, like the stone like pillar that separates the two spaces kind of cuts itself and opens up a little bit, and it creates a sort of like moving wall that surrounds that one with the pressure plate, and then like creates a roof over top of it. And then you see on the very bottom of the pedestal in like the mercury gem, at the very bottom of the pedestal, one of like the 10 rings that looks largely decorative lights up. You don't hear any like blades, stabbing, poison gas, or anything.
Okay.
But there's like a faint light emanating from the chamber.
Okay. I want to see how my protege is doing.
They're very much looking about, and it's like, and they almost like out of a complete disregard for their own life just go and stand on one of the pressure plates.
What happens when he does?
Oh, when they do, they get put basically like the room starts forming around them. It puts them in sort of like a kneeling position, like a comfortable sitting on your knees position. And they're just in there, and their lights. It's like, there are lights above me. It's sort of like a blue light, a red light, and a yellow light all circling each other. And another one of the bottom ones lights up. There are now 8 spots remaining.
I think this is safe to do.
You do think someone will need to remain outside to activate the mercury gem when it's there, but otherwise you have enough students to fill every slot if you want.
I don't think it's fair to choose one of you to grab the gem, as I feel like it would be favoritism. But I do apologize that there's no good way for us to do this without having us on the plates. Let's see what happens, shall we?
Yeah. Your remaining students all go to plates, and they get put in these little cells, and then the light fully lights up, and the gem is just kind of like floating now above the pedestal.
There's a little part of me that wants to Indiana Jones it.
Okay. Do you approach the gem?
Yes.
As you approach the gem, do me a favor and make me a will save.
Aha, here we go.
Oh.
Will save. Ooh.
You feel a mental connection to the gem,
Okay.
and then you also kind of feel that mental connection being spread out to the different cells.
Okay.
This appears to be a magical tool of some sort.
Can I assess what it may be with underworld lore?
Or occultism.
Okay.
This appears to be some sort of teaching tool. Perhaps something that lets the person wielding the gem share experiences with the people in the cell.
Okay.
However, it does seem very old, and it does seem like it might be not dangerous to the people in the cell, but it might be a little bit taxing on yourself.
Mm-hmm. I want to look over to my protege.
No, they're in the cell. They can't see you. There's
Oh, they
line of
can't
sight.
see me at all?
Yeah, there's no line of sight. They're in their own little planetarium.
Ah, okay.
Don't put baby in a corner.
Well,
However, one of the students goes to stand up, and the thing deactivates, and then they sit back down and it reactivates. So it looks like they can leave whenever they want.
okay. When it does deactivate, what happens to the gemstone?
The gem returns back into the pedestal.
I want to pick it up.
Okay, so you put both your hands onto the gem.
Mhm.
What immediately at that moment it activates? Can you make me will save?
Yes. Rerolling. Wow! Holy fuck!
So you're going to take double damage from this.
Okay.
It's absurd how often that happens.
You have 10
Yeah, I
students
really
with
do think
you.
it's some sort of glitch with Roll20 because there's no reason.
Quick, Lynx, roll one more will save just to check. It's not much better.
Ugh.
You have 10 students, so you're going to take double this in psychic damage.
Ooh, okay. Oh!
Plot
Ow!
twist, Lakes doesn't even make it to
So
the final
100
battle.
108 psychic damage.
Only half my health, everything's fine.
As
Not
a
Lynx
lot of
dying
your
during the time
memories
skip.
get shared with your students.
Oh
Uh-oh.
no.
A lot of them.
Uh-oh.
Oh
Uh-oh.
no.
Uh-oh.
And it
Uh-oh.
doesn't seem like you have much control over it. Other than a starting point. So what starting point would you like to have your students have?
The first spear that Lynx ever ate.
Okay, so starting from the first spear that stabbed you in that first ruin, it basically plays all of your adventures for the party,
Uh-huh.
for the students, up to in the ending of the Magdian War. And you feel really exhausted after this. You've lost 108 hit points from that.
Wow, Professor, you're a war criminal?
If I don't remember, I think my flashbacks to my time previously were discussed before that concluded.
Yeah.
So they could also get some of that, I
Yeah,
think.
they get a little bit of it, but not all of it.
Yeah.
But then after that, the gem, plops back down into the stand, and all the cells get deactivated. It seems like this tool would be out of power for about a day.
Okay. Oh, that was rough.
A bunch of the students come running up. Professor, are you okay?
I will be fine. Mhm.
And a whole bunch of we saw your memories. It played for us like a slideshow. And they basically tell you that pretty much they saw everything from that. But your students have gained a moderate amount of experience because of this.
Yup. I am going to chug 2 of these. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna make a batch with one of my infused reagents, so I'll make 3,
Okay.
and that'll be 21d6 plus 3654, which brings me almost back to full.
Yeah.
54, which oh no, that is
No,
that is
it's
full.
full.
Never mind.
Yeah. You good. But yeah. Do you continue to explore the ruin during that day?
What? Obviously.
Okay. There's the out of the spots left. There's the mural, and then there is the left tunnel and the back tunnel.
Let's go left, shall we?
All right. Y'all head across the hall, and this comes into a decently large, what you would have assumed would have been a library at some point, but all the books have been lost to time.
Oh, Cassandra would hate this.
However,
R.I.P..
in the middle of the library, there is a large sort of statue of a humanoid creature. However, this one looks insectile in nature.
Oh.
If you'd like, you could make a society check to identify it.
I would love to, but I would also like to question and potentially argue if I can use this to discern what this library used to be for.
Oh, I can tell you that immediately. This
Okay.
library, based off of that ability, it would have been like a research library at some point. Like, it would have been like a reference library.
Okay. Is it just this bug statue?
Yes.
Interesting. What was the society, right?
Yeah, that's enough to recognize it. These are people who have not been seen in this area of the world and in the world in general for hundreds of thousands of years. It's a Sheeran.
Oh.
Now, you as Cooper don't know what that is,
Right.
but think of them as like bug people that were once members of a very large hive mind, but then managed to escape that hive mind and basically become autonomous beings.
Is there anything else here that seems to relate to the Sheeran?
The statue, other than the statue itself, it appears as though this area would have been like a settlement of theirs, perhaps.
Okay.
And the statue itself does seem magical.
Is there any check I can make to see what's magical about it?
Occultism.
You got it.
44. It is a magical item, and it appears to be a sentient magical item of sorts. You think if you could activate it, you could probably have a conversation with it.
Ooh, okay.
We see you, Mark.
All right. Let's give it a shot. Let's activate it.
Okay. Make me a Arcana or Occultism check. You go to activate the statue, and your
Jesus.
brain is just overwhelmed with chittering noises. Even on a critical failure, you do make out some names and some words. Rising, Ukathoa, Rovagug, this place, far away, yet close. Rising, Achikek, Swarm, returning, and that's all you get.
Ew.
Write that down. Write that down. I tell my protege.
Everyone's writing it down.
Fascinating. Anything else about this room that stands out?
Yes, actually. As you're looking about the room, there appears to be a large mosquito nest in the top right corner. Looking at that mosquito nest, it's been there for some time. It's been dead now for a while, but you can see the smallest bit of holes on the statue, so whatever was in that nest damaged that statue some.
Oh.
If you'd like, you can make me another occultism check or a religion check to see if there's anything you can think of that might be attached to it. It's a decently high DC, but a 46 will be more than enough to do it. There is another insectile god known as Galander, whose holy symbol is a mosquito.
Okay.
Your knowledge of the occult and of history, you know that Galander would have been directly in opposition to the Sheeran,
Okay.
as would the other names that were mentioned in your vision, in your little discussion.
Okay, so we've stumbled. Is that all that's left in this room then?
That's all that's left in this room.
I think that about does it for us today. What do you say? Wanna go take a nap, everybody?
Everyone just kind of like
Oh, hell
nods
yeah.
their heads.
As I usher the students back up the makeshift pulley elevator system,
Yeah.
I want to get a head start and inspect the mural just a little bit.
Okay. On the mural is a depiction of a vast plain slowly being crept over with these like bulbous, almost termite mound looking things. You can see it slowly growing to what appears to be a very lush and dense, maybe it's a swamp. And you can see it trying to consume the swamp. And then the mural kind of diverges into two separate murals. There's a top mural and a bottom mural. The top mural, the swamp is consumed, and you see the rest of more and more different locales being consumed after that. And the bottom one, the swamp is not consumed, but then it goes back to the other mounds, and you can see like the depictions of buzzing bug insectile people all around them. And then a depiction of a bird of some sorts. And at the center of this bird's chest is an orb. Like a very nice yellow and red orb. And then that's basically at that point a tree root has grown through the mural and broke it. Beyond
I see.
recognition.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I suppose we take the night then.
As you're getting ready for the night, make me a perception check.
Yes, sir. God damn it.
Ooh,
That's the fifth one.
that's real rough, buddy.
Try refreshing roll 20. Just try and get out of this funk. I don't know.
I'm doing it right now.
Miss Piggy, please just say.
I'm not re-rolling that one.
That's fair. About 40 minutes into like the night, one of your students comes up to you and says, "Excuse me.
Huh?
The dean, Chip, said something about the buddy system while we were here, but my buddy is currently MIA."
Oh?
Yes, they were.
Well, that's no good.
They were the gnomish fellow that you've been spending some time with.
Interesting. Where did you last see him?
We were going to head up on the elevator, but they said they'd left something in a previous room.
Shit. Uh, okay. You're awake. Come on, let's go.
Oh, me? Okay. They
Well, I wouldn't have a buddy, and that's not factually correct, now is it?
fair enough.
Come on.
So yeah, you head back down into the ruins on the elevator. What do you do?
Let's go to the orb room.
In the orb room, there is no one.
Fuck. Okay. Back to bug room.
In the bug room, there is no one.
Son of a bitch. Okay. Back to the last hallway.
Heading into like the new hallway.
Yep.
Yeah, you head into the new hallway, and it's been a fair amount of time at this point. And as you're coming back in there, you can now see that they are in the middle of this room, and they are just grabbing at an item just above their head, and then they just pop it out of the socket that it's in. It appears to be a rune stone. And the walls on either side of them begin to shake a little bit. It appears as though like this has like caused some structural damage. Like not like not like structural damage in the sense of like pulling this rune is going to like make like the room instantly fall, but it's like you can see a crack spreading. And if something's not done about it quickly, this ruin will collapse on you all.
Can I make a quick crafting check to try to, like, basically silly putty it?
Make me a crafting check. You go, and it's a really rough job, but you're barely able to do it.
I walk up to him.
Now, notably, their arms, like their hands, up to their like here, is color again.
Yep. I'm not mad when I do it, but I give him a little flick on the forehead, and I go, "Why would you do that alone?"
Corporal punishment from Lynx.
Entertainment.
Your
That's the most
entertainment
alive
just
I felt in years.
deprived. Your entertainment just deprived the rest of the class from seeing this happen. Come on,
Oh, that's
let's
fair. That's my bad.
let's
Oh, here. They hand you the runestone.
let's not investigate this tonight, regardless of how much I want to. I'm gonna make you a deal. You hold on to this for tonight, and when we come back to investigate tomorrow, you and your buddy, because we use the buddy system in this class, are going to find this, okay?
Deal.
All right. Let's go to bed. I flick him again.
Ow. I deserve that. The next
Do.
overnight, next morning, you bring the class down and people start investigating the area wholeheartedly. You see basically in the room, now that it's like somewhat lighter in here and people have more like sources of light with them, people aren't just relying on dark vision, you can see another mural in this room. And basically you see where the rune was placed. It was in the hilt of like a weapon that was in the process of cutting what appears to be a link between the Shirin and the rest of those insectile, like hungry insects.
Oh.
So you can infer that that rune might have something to do with it.
When Little Man and Little Man Buddy find the rune,
Mm-hmm.
I'll see if I can put it back into the weapon then.
It doesn't go back in. And it appears as though like the rune itself is like an arcane rune. It's meant to have some power to it, but for some reason it's out of power. Like for some reason it's inactive.
Would the treant know anything about it?
Would you like to ask?
Couldn't hurt, I guess.
They don't know anything about the rune itself, but they do know the people who put it there in case it was ever needed to be used again. It has something, it interacts with the divine in some way.
I see.
But
Can
yeah.
I go back to the study room?
Yeah.
And try real hard to actually. I'm not sure if I can argue to use Schooled in Secrets this way. But what if, between Glean Contents and Schooled in Secrets,
Mhm.
I try to figure out if this is perhaps with the aim of fighting against gods?
Make me an occultism check.
Okay, bet. Let's do it.
You're pacing about the different rooms, and eventually you go back into that like library room for a moment, and the
Okay.
statue seems to react to that rune a little bit.
Oh.
And in your head, you get a little bit more, like a few more words. Ebony rune. Powered
Okay.
by essence of death itself.
Okay.
And that's all you get.
Horrific. Thank you.
But it does appear to be out of power. So,
hmm.
you would need to find the essence of death itself if you wanted to power up that rune. Which links you to have a high enough occultism check. There is a creature that is literally death itself in Pathfinder 2e. They exist in the shadow plane.
Is it the Baba Yaga?
No, it's literally death.
Oh.
Yeah, it's death.
Nice.
There's,
Okay.
Friends with Dracula.
Well, that's a little bit more than I'm willing to take this class to go do. In terms of their safety.
yeah, that's definitely a like do with your friends thing. That's not a
Yeah.
take the students on this adventure thing.
Yeah.
Please let this be a normal field trip.
With
Not with the
links?
links.
No way!
Cruising off down Main Street.
Is she even a teacher? Like,
Yes!
Doing war crimes on the main street.
Anyway, otherwise
Fighting for the League of Adventurers.
Otherwise, the research trip goes by without a hitch, Links.
Phenomenal. Okay.
And your students have increased in level.
Yeah, they sure have.
Effectively, now all of your students are level 5.
Good for them.
Yeah. But yeah, so moving right along, we're going to jump to, I believe Garl had a scene they wanted to do at this point.
I didn't have a scene I wanted to necessarily. I had been thinking about other scenes that might happen.
Fair enough. Then we will jump to a Garl and Cassandra scene then.
Are you sure you don't want to jump to a Nim scene first?
No, we
I can wait for somebody to get home so I can have an Iggy sitter.
Oh, I don't think any of us mind if Iggy's being
Iggy.
Little
feisty.
barky baby.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't, but my neighbors probably do. She's
Mm,
obnoxious, but I
You
think her
know-
dad just got home.
I love that for your neighbors. I love that you respect that your neighbors have their own goddamn lives and might not want to hear your adorable, perfect dog.
I mean, I wish she did too.
And for our friends playing the League of Amazing Adventures and Tabletop Rules drinking game, McKenna has complained about their neighbors, so take a shot.
Yay! Cup, 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 cup.
Actually, they finally moved out. I'm so happy.
Yeah, they sure did.
Oh, nice.
To be clear, the woman across the hall also has at least 3 dogs, and
Three?
she does her best to keep them quiet. I
Oh.
appreciate that. The people next door are just
Really sweet.
They simply did not.
But we pick up with Garl and Cassandra. Picnic.
Ah, yes, the picnic.
the
Picnic.
picnic.
The picnic basket, Garl.
The picnic basket.
And Garl
How
has
far
like
along is this picnic?
We'll say we're doing in picnic media res. So
What does that mean?
like in like
I just work
the
here.
picnic has
in medias
begun.
res.
Yeah, the picnic has begun a little bit. Like.
Oh, I meant like in like the 4-year span.
This
That's
is
a good
like
question.
this is like 6 months post Treladar.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, half a year.
No, it's true.
Garl probably hauled out an entire treasure chest full of provisions for the picnic, like some probably some carved up monster flanks, some fruits. You know, nothing exactly very fancy, but all very flavorful.
Nice.
And yet, it's still so hot.
Monster charcuterie board.
Cassandra will bring some like blankets and some books with really pretty pictures in them.
Oh,
Some which
Garl
are
It's
does
from
like
also
pictures.
really, really
some of
hot.
them are from Nim's Magnificent Mansion, so they're pictures of Garl.
Somehow I was able to steal those books.
How lifelike are these pictures, or is this Garl's like, is that me? Why do I have a red spike coming out of your head? That's your hair, Garl.
Is that
Oh.
my voice?
They're pretty well done.
Okay.
But yeah.
Are any of
you're-
them multi-page?
Yes.
Like a fold out?
Absolutely.
She says stone-faced.
Well, crystal faced. Anyway.
Unnecessary, but still
I
funny.
I thought that was very necessary.
Still funny.
I like that.
Garcuterie.
But the sun is shining. There are birds singing. And it's a lovely afternoon.
Putting the poodle down. It's a beautiful picnic, Garl. I'm having a great time.
It's a nice change. Nothing is trying to eat, squish, burn, slice us. It's just kind of nice. I feel a little fidgety, but it's nice.
A little fidgety.
I feel like it's taken possibly these 6 months, but I think I'm finally starting to relax a little bit.
That's really good.
Yeah. I don't know. That or I'm maybe going crazy. I don't know. I don't have familiarity with either.
Oof. Well, I wish I could say I'd been a little more relaxed recently, but I took on a bit of a project in my spare time. Just a cute little cottage just outside the city.
Oh,
A bit of a
nice.
fixer-upper. I've been trying to fix it up, but
Do you need anything lifted or cut or broken? I can
now
do
that you
all three of
mention it, when I say fixer-upper, I mean fixer-upper. There's a fallen tree that's kind of like in the roof.
Oh, that's right up my alley.
And there's like old furniture that's like kind of rotting that's still inside. But if you wanted to help me with the renovations, I mean, if you would be putting enough work
Garl-
into the house.
Garl kind of interrupts you by immediately like sort of taking your hands in hers and looking you directly in the eye. And this is a little more direct than you're probably used to from Garl, but like, Cassandra, nothing would make me happier right now.
Nor, it's true.
I'm
I
glad
want-
to hear it.
I mentioned I'm starting to relax and just sort of enjoy things more, and to be honest, I feel like I need to say that a lot of that is probably because of you.
Really?
Usually, if there's just calm or quiet, I get worried and I start thinking something is, sneaking up on me from the tall grass, is going to try and eat me. But with you around, I feel like it's just, no, good things are happening. And I feel like I allow myself to feel that I'm okay with the good things happening. And I want to enjoy that for a while. I'd like to enjoy that for a long while.
I would like to enjoy that with you.
That also makes me happy.
And if you want, there are. It's a fixer-upper, but it's a pretty big fixer-upper. If you want to stay there, if the renovations ever take too long and you have to stay the night, or if we get really committed to the renovation, you could have a permanent spot there if you wanted.
Garl does smile like, Cassandra, I know I'm not the sharpest rock in the dungeon, but are you asking me to live with you?
Yes.
I think I would really like that. And it means a lot that you asked. So thank you. I've never really had a house. I've had, I've lived in places, we had the various secret bases we were hiding out from the evil empire, and there's some caves. I think I slept in a giant hollowed out cactus at one point. I'll tell you that story at some point. But a house sounds really nice, especially if we get to make it up together.
Cassandra just throws her arms around Garl, gives her a squeeze.
Garl just melts into that. Picks you up, probably does a little twirl.
I love a little twirl.
For a second, Garl puts you down and kind of is just smiling, looking at your face. And for a second, it maybe looks like she's going to say something. But then just sits down and just starts getting more food out of the basket.
Hot.
Cassandra will start laying out some of the books,
Yeah.
putting them on the prettiest picture pages.
I think like
And yeah.
I think like as that picnic continues, we start to like fast forward in time a little bit to like Cassandra taking Garl to the house, and the two of you starting to work on it together.
Garl throwing the tree.
Yeah, Garl like literally throwing trees, chopping them down, getting them turned into furniture for you, and bringing them in. And like over the next 2 months, the house comes together really quickly, and it becomes this like lovely little combination of Cassandra and Garl's personalities.
Garl says nothing about it, but she puts together she talks to some people, gets some tips on this and everything, because she's learning a little woodworking. She puts together a very sturdy bed.
Hot.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
That's a good question. Garl, Cassandra, separate beds, one bed. What are y'all doing?
Smash, smash, smash.
I think at first they probably have like separate rooms, like as a formality,
Mhm.
but that quickly is abandoned.
Okay. And then yeah, it's one morning then, Cassandra, that as you're like snuggled up next to Garl, like the light's coming in from the window of your bedroom just like perfectly, and it's just like it's almost giving Garl a glow to her. And then you notice that glow becomes a little bit brighter. And then a little bit brighter. And then a little bit brighter. And then just for the briefest of moments, there's a flash of light over your eyes. But then you're back. There's Garl.
Squint.
Woo, waking up can be a doozy.
Yeah. Do you do anything in
I'll just
reaction to that, or do you?
You just hear Garl muttering asleep. Even I can't eat that many pancakes.
Hecate is just like on top of Garl, by the way.
Now, is this
I
on
do-
top of Garl or on top of Garl's face like cats do sometimes?
On top of Garl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aw. Is Hecate awake?
Yeah, Hecate's awake, and Hecate kind of just like paws out towards you, and then like pause, like starts standing up and moving a little bit towards Garl's face.
So I just look at Hecate, I'm like, Was there a lot of light just a minute ago?
Hecate just like looks at you, puzzled.
Okay. I think I have this like. Let me double check. I think I have like a feat where I see like magic in the room.
Yeah, there's no
And stuff.
well, other than the usual magic that's irradiating off a Garl. There's no unusual magic.
Your girl is magic.
Radiating is such a specific way to phrase that.
Get the Geiger counter out. Oh, it's normal levels.
Jesus.
And Garl seems all right.
Yeah, Garl seems fine. Garl's alive. They're breathing. Not for very long because Hecate sits on Garl's face and
Hot.
proceeds to wake up Garl.
Do I have to take like a fort check?
The power of Hecate is so strong.
Well, it's been nice knowing y'all. This is how I go, smothered under a cute, weird cat thing.
You'll love to see it.
But
We should all be so lucky.
You're living my dream.
a few more months pass without incident.
I'm
Garl-
just gonna ask, well, not any like occasionally Garl will cough up something into like a handkerchief
not
or okay. She may be starting to like walk on pins and needles a little bit because it's always in the back of her mind, but
It's though Garl, it's towards like the beginning of like the end of like the first year. Where one morning you wake up and like Garl sometimes will like spread out in her sleep. And at this particular moment, Garl's like arm is just like hanging off the bed when Garl wakes up. And Garl and Cassandra at this point are probably like waking up at the same time. Like y'all are in the rhythm with each other, right? But Garl, as you're waking up, you look down at your arm, and it's just been completely covered in crystal. Like your finger, like you don't have a usable hand. It's crystal up to like your elbow at this point. Overnight.
can I like flex or bend the arm at all, or is it now like a pole?
Well, you can bend it, but you can't move your fingers at all.
I am going to look over and see if Cassandra is awake.
Cassandra's just starting to wake up.
I am, as quickly but as gently as possible, going to extricate myself from the bed and run to the, I don't know, the water closet. We don't have
Oh,
probably.
you guys have bathroom. There's plumbing. Plumbing exists in this universe.
Okay, I'm just gonna run quickly, not run in like a oh god, but very swiftly kind of power walk to the bathroom.
Yeah, you managed to get in there before Cassandra's like fully coherent. If you want Cassandra, give me a... Yeah, there you go.
Garl?
Garl's not there.
What's...
But you do see like the
Perception?
bathroom door closed.
I'll shuffle on over. Knock, knock, knock. Garl, are you okay?
Just too much mead. Sorry.
You make a deception check right
Yes.
fucking-
Yeah, Garl is, I'm sure, a terrible liar.
Oh yeah. Although watch this be a natural 20.
Wow. Garl literally has no proficiency bonus and a +2.
Well, you might roll that
Nice.
20.
I did not.
And you know what? It's just what the narrative demands.
Yep.
Yeah. The thing that probably makes it a critical one is that Garl says fine while she has reached under the sink to one of the many knives she has hidden around the apartment, because you always need weapons around in a building.
Of course.
And she is literally trying to like carve the XX crystals off her arm like she is trying to, like skin a fish. And so you hear like Garl say, "Oh, I'm fine," and then clink, 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 like the sounds of like glass hitting porcelain or something.
Amazing.
Oh god. Yeah, I'm glad.
Also,
I'm
it
not the
probably
only one.
hurts a lot.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who has a sword next to their bed in case of intruders.
Me looking at this
mean-
keyblade in the back of my stream.
I've got 2 katanas over there and an offhand blade.
Yeah.
I've got a
Matt's
sword, a
basically
short
Dark
sword,
Soul.
and 2 daggers.
Matt's basically a Dark Soul boss at this point.
Dun 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 dun. Dun. Health bar appears.
Cassandra, something's up.
Yeah, Cassandra will like kind of like lean against like the door frame outside the door and be like, "Carl, we don't have any mead in the house. You drank it all 2 weeks ago, and
In character.
I can hear
The sound
something.
continues.
Tick tick.
I mean, if you don't want to talk about it, I won't cry. But if you're not feeling good, I can make you tea or soup or."
I mean, clink, 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 clink. Soup would be clink, 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 clink. Soup would be very nice. So, is that something we have for breakfast? You know, it's fine. Okay.
Cassandra will just be, okay. And I hope maybe girl will talk to her about it when she's ready.
Yeah.
But she's very worried.
Here's a question, Will. How successful is Garl in, like, I don't know, de-scaling her own arm of these?
You're able to do it. It takes like half an hour.
And how much blood is involved?
No, not much.
Okay. But some. So Garl is also going to bandage her arm up and look at her arm and realize, wow, that's not inconspicuous at all.
It's like you nicked yourself while shaving.
Which episode of WandaVision is this?
Also probably look like just some sort of like anime protagonist. Oh, I can fix anything by just wrapping my arm in a bandage.
Literally.
Garl is going to like creak the door open, listen to the sound if Cassandra's still in the kitchen, run to the tiptoe run to the bedroom and find one of the few shirts she owns that doesn't.
Check.
Yeah. She's gonna keep going even if she fails.
Yeah. Garl, as you're tiptoeing, you have so much pressure on the boards in one area that
What a
your
wonderful
foot
night.
just goes through the board, and it's now hanging in the kitchen just above Cassandra.
Oh, the kitchen.
This is a statistical anomaly.
This is a Disney movie at this point.
Hook it upstairs.
This
I
is
just
one
work
of
here.
those shows, like those sitcom-y, like situational miscommunication kind of situations that you look at and go, this would never happen in real life. Who would make these decisions?
Well,
Like,
that's-
literally, what episode of WandaVision is this?
Okay.
Squishy, I was gonna try and do that. I was gonna try and run to the bedroom, find a shirt with sleeves, which Garl wouldn't realize would immediately set off flags because Garl doesn't wear sleeves.
Yeah. So, Cassandra,
Pick the child.
you see Garl through the floor. Like, you see Garl, like, with a leg through the floor, like, down on one knee. Not in the way you want Garl down on one knee, though.
God damn it.
Can I distract her with Garl's amazing calves? Just flex a little through the ceiling.
SpongeBob looking ass.
But yeah, you see Garl in their full... Like, Garl, how does Garl sleep at night?
Honestly, probably in a pretty ratty, loose, just kind of vest shirt and some like boy shorts, maybe.
There you go. You see Garl in their night outfit, except one leg is through the floor.
She does take 1 second to appreciate the leg and book it upstairs. God,
On
Scarlet,
God.
you all right?
When you see
Well, I have a project for Saturday now.
Yeah, I'll get into the bedroom and.
Well, I don't think Garl made it to the bedroom. She
Oh.
stepped into the hallway and then immediately stepped through the floor.
Yeah.
Literally, that's exactly what I was just thinking. Ba-da-ba-da-ba.
Garl hits herself in the face with pie. That'll
But yeah,
like this is downfiring. That's no.
you see Garl there. You do see the injury on Garl's arm. Not like crazy, just like a slight injury. And yeah.
Does it look like the injury could have happened due to the fall through the floor?
Yeah, it could. It's like scraped up. So.
I'll grab her hands and try to help pull her up.
It takes some doing. It's not often like you're maneuvering Garl that way, but you're able to do it.
Fair enough.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm a little out of sorts this morning, but I'll be all right after the soup.
Are you sure you don't want me to call a doctor? I can maybe call in a favor from Chip.
Maybe I will talk to the professor. Yes. The
Yes.
professor. I'm
You want me to-
sure it is
The professor.
nothing.
Who's the doctor?
Yes.
Do you want me to send him a message?
That would be very nice of you. Thank you. I will go find some lumber for the floor.
You don't have to fix the floor right now if you're not feeling good.
She said I'll find some lumber.
No, it's fine. I feel much better now. Girl flexes a little bit. Hopefully doesn't, like squirt some blood out of her arm or anything.
Oh, all right.
Thank
the
you.
The soup is downstairs with the tea.
That sounds great. Thank you. Love you. Kiss you on the forehead and just kind of run off.
Love you too. Do. Professor.
Is that the first time Carl has said I love you to Cassandra?
No.
Oh,
No, it
probably
is
not after
Maybe
a year.
on camera.
Yeah.
On camera, yeah.
Okay. It
I
is on
mean that-
camera, that's why I wanted to make sure.
In the
Ah.
months they've been living here, there may have been instances where it may have been repeated very quickly in quick succession.
Matthew!
I'm just saying.
Aww.
Tee-hee.
Cassandra, you send your message and sending.
Yeah, basically, like, Carl's not feeling very good.
So
Mentioned you.
you do hear on the other end the sound of someone being surprised and almost kind of choking on their tea. Sorry. Caught me at a odd moment there. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Did you say something about Garl?
Yes, she woke up feeling odd this morning, and I asked if she wanted to see a doctor or talk to you, and she said, message you.
Oh, did she specify me?
Yes.
Little old me.
Oh, here's like I don't know if you would hear this. I don't know how message works necessarily. You somehow get the impression of some papers being ruffled. She's like, I believe I have an opening in my schedule. I will drop by post haste.
Here's the new address. Well, I guess you've probably been over for tea at least once.
Yes, he brought you a housewarming gift of exotic teas.
And then, of course, Chip's signature send off. Chip Cheerio.
No,
Not really. Just
I want to
I was
turn
gonna
that
say,
off.
like,
How do I turn that off?
okay.
Chip Cheerio.
Yeah, I've definitely heard Matt say that
No,
over
Matt's
and over
never said
again.
that. It's just my own headcanon.
Chip probably arrives fairly quickly. I don't know. Probably finds Garl chopping wood in the yard or something.
Yeah.
Because she's hot.
But Garl, Cassandra sent me a sending in a rather post-haste and worried manner. Has something happened? Also, why are you chopping
Garl
wood
would like
in
to do a
your
perception
evening
check to see
clothes?
where Cassandra is.
Why are you chopping wood in your evening clothes?
Garl goes a little red in the face. I'll admit, I thought I was wearing more. I forgot. Garl would like to do a perception check to see if Cassandra is around or still in the house.
Okay.
Probably looking in from the kitchen window, just making sure you guys are all right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, now I roll a nat 20.
And
Yeah,
like,
you know.
Cassandra, Garl's been chopping wood in their evening wear.
I mean, she appreciates it,
Hmm.
but it is odd.
So yeah, you can see Cassandra inside the house.
Wiggles my eyebrows real big.
Because Garl probably just tells Chip in kind of a hushed voice, though she doesn't like lean over and like make it obvious that she's being secretive, but she says in a quiet voice, so it doesn't carry or anything. Just mentions that she woke up with kind of a unfortunate flare up of the crystal growths on her arm, and it kind of shows the bandaged arm without taking the bandages off or anything.
I was worried about this.
Have you made any discoveries or any progress?
Unfortunately, yes. I've been
See,
test-
that doesn't sound like usually most people would say fortunately yes or
That doesn't sound very
well,
good.
unfortunately, in this case scenario, Garl. I've been researching the interaction with the crystals in your blood and outside influence. And I've noticed that they are more active and more actively growing when exposed to large amounts of magic. And considering Cassandra,
Oh,
I fear that you being in such close proximity to her at all times has caused the crystal growth to speed up.
I mean, not all times. Sometimes I go to the bathroom.
Yes, but Garl, you're living essentially with a giant magical battery.
So being with Cassandra is making it worse?
Unfortunately, that is the conclusion that I've come to. Now,
Carl
I've-
stops chopping wood and sits down on her, like, chopping log.
Now, as I said, I will not tell them anything, nor will I tell Nimbus or Lynx as you requested. But at this point, Garl, you could very well be shortening your own lifespan with this.
Do you have any estimate, like, how much?
3-4 years at the most.
Garl may not make it through the time skip.
No, Garl would make it through the time skip. It would be like, yeah, barely. He'd basically be on Garl's last year of life at that point.
I was about to say, like, do you have any idea how long I have? Yes, until the end of the campaign.
Both stare directly at the camera. Garl kind of just gently lets the wood chopping axe fall to the side and just kind of buries her head just sort of in her hands, like. And this is probably, she's not even making an effort now to hide her kind of reactions or something. You can probably see this from the window.
Ooh. Cassandra comes running out with a thermos of tea, thinking she's got a really bad headache or something from her fall. Like, Garl, are you all right?
As you're running, Cassandra, there is a log on the ground that Garl just kind of threw after chopping. Can you make me a reflex save?
I absolutely can.
Not another nat one, I was wondering.
You managed to catch yourself and not spill tea on Garl and Chip.
We love
Whew.
that.
Ooh, sorry about that. Need some tea?
Garl doesn't really respond. She may not seemingly have heard you. She's just kind of head down, kind of rubbing the sides of her head.
I would love some tea, Cassandra. I apologize. I've just given Garl some news, and if you don't think Chip would say that, just correct me, Matt.
Well, because it's one thing to not share medical information, but it's to say another thing also to say oh, I just gave them some news.
Fair
Don't
enough.
worry about it though.
Garl and I have just been having a discussion. We'll leave it there.
Oh. She'll bend down to the ground and put her hand on Garl's knee. Like, are you all right? And even if you're not, I'm right here.
Garl kind of doesn't say anything for a moment, and then slowly raises her head. She turns to look at both of you, and then specifically looks to Chip. Professor, I know you are a rat of letters and official and all that, but do you have authority? Can you officiate things? I've heard.
Yes, I could officiate things. I have many authorities granted to me as the League of Amazing Adventurers head. Believe it or not, I also have a vote in the Lutonian Senate.
That's concerning.
Especially since Gallant had that for a while.
That's concerning.
Yeah.
And we're wondering why the whole Lutonian government got fucking taken in a goddamn coup.
There you go.
Um, Garl then seems to take a deep breath and turns to look at Cassandra very directly, and she is looking deeply, deeply into your eyes. And it seems like some very large, very slow gears are turning in Garl's head. And she reaches down and pulls this chopping log off the ground. And there you notice now that there's a little depression in the earth underneath it.
I too have a little depression.
And Garl reaches down and pulls out a box. Puts it back down. Stares at the box for a second, still not really saying anything. Opens the box and pulls out what appears to be a ring made of two rings that have been slowly twisted and intertwined into each other. It doesn't necessarily look like fancy metal, but it has been shined and it has been expertly kind of carved. She takes another deep breath. She turns back to look at you and drops to one knee. And she says, Cassandra, I'm dying. And says, I don't know how much time I have left, and it might even be less than I thought originally.
Oh my god.
And whether or not I can do anything about that, whatever time I have left, I want to make you the happiest I can. It's very hard. I've practiced this to trees, and I knew it was a mistake because trees are terrible listeners. But Cassandra, would you be mine? Would you be my wife? Would you be mine? That's what I'm trying to say here now.
Cassandra lets like a little tear fall. And then she goes into her pocket where she has like one of her little notebooks. And she flips to the back and pulls out a tiny little ring that looks like a sword. Like, she's like, I can't believe you beat me to it.
Well, time is apparently of the essence, so
Nothing would make me happier than to do this together.
kind of glances a little bit over Chip, though still trying to look at Cassandra still at the same. So do you have like a paper or a stamp or something on you right now?
I could, but I feel like this is something that you would want to do, like surrounded by friends, and
Well, we can do that the party part then,
like
but
perhaps some sort of like Christmas special of some sorts.
well, when winter comes, we can have a nice party and everything. But I kind of reaches out and like gently kind of cups Cassandra's hand. I would like to make this official as soon as possible.
I can do that. We do have to go to the courthouse, but that can be done quickly, shall we?
I mean, I can probably carry you all, and it'll be really quick.
Although, Garl, please put some clothes on before we go.
Oh yeah. Also, I should probably have a shower or something. I've been chopping wood.
Oh.
All right, yeah. You know what? I now have wood chips on my night clothes. I'm not taking these back into bed. These need to be washed.
I'll go get changed too.
Oh wait, no. Turns around real quick and makes a point of slipping the ring onto your finger.
Cassandra will do the same.
Aww.
And yeah, thusly, you go to the courthouse. It is made official. Garl doesn't have a last name.
If she did, it has been lost to the previous Garl.
Cassandra technically has a last name, but it's Saint Altair.
Also, wouldn't that have been her
gonna get
ex's
weird.
last name?
Yes.
Technically?
Yeah.
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 So what was Corellia's maiden name?
That information I do not
Bitch.
know. That
Did
would
they
be
have that
Cassandra.
in the mists of the past?
Yeah, probably.
It was only a few hundred years ago. It wasn't that long.
Oh god, that's so long ago. Was the Earth even formed?
I
Or do we
have
pick a new
nothing
last
at this
name?
point. Ooh.
Also, Garl's plan went out a hitch. We sailed right past the undying part.
Yep.
Yeah. Cassandra's compartmentalizing that for now. She's like, okay, we'll unpack that a little bit.
Unpack that in a bit.
We don't have time to unpack all that right now.
This will be a little thing that'll help us for later. But yeah, no crazy wacky things that get in the way.
Yes, the Baba Yaga appears. I object.
Punch
We're
her in
still-
the goddamn
We're still
face.
married. Yeah, no, we're fine.
Till death to you part. Snap.
Back, I say. The power of Desna compels you.
Oh, but yes, it goes off without any issues. Cassandra and Garl are married. We'll let you all figure out last names, and maybe you can tell us that next week.
Yeah, last name recommendations, please.
Yeah.
Aw.
Out of curiosity, though, Cassandra, because you have the power of message, Garl can only yell at things.
Garl's just
Do you
lets
let the
them
rest of the
use-
party know?
I'm like, I'll give them all a quick message like, hey, if you're in town, you should totally meet us at the courthouse. No particular reason. It's a surprise.
Which courthouse?
Garl's becoming mayor.
The cool one.
In what? Do we know where you live?
Probably.
I mean,
And
It's been a
where
year.
is
It's
that?
been a year.
If
We've had you
There's
over.
there's only one courthouse in Brighthall.
That's
Okay.
concerning too.
That's a little unusual. Maybe it's just a really big courthouse.
It's a very big
Yeah.
courthouse.
Nim's situated in Brightall. She will. Maybe she's been. Maybe she's served jury duty before, and she can just use the key.
Could not be me.
Do they give you keys?
Well, no,
The
Nim
Trelladar
has-
key.
Yeah,
Oh,
Nim has the
that key,
Trelladar
yeah.
key.
I thought you meant jury duty key. I'm like, oh, is that part of the process?
Nim
Yeah, the
has-
key to jury
They've
duty.
been to the courthouse.
Yeah,
You
so
know
they have
what?
it in this locker.
Canonically, Nim spent some time advocating for the non-draconic candidate for the election
Yeah,
in the 6-month time skip after the Megdia arc, so she probably would have been to the courthouse then.
yeah,
Nim's there immediately.
nice.
She
Do a
gets there
perception
before we
check
get
to
there.
spot the rings.
You can see the rings.
I guess when Nim sees her, what's wrong? Is everything okay? Is someone in trouble?
Yes.
I mean, a good kind of trouble.
Yeah?
I'm sure we could conscript Chip to do some legal
just
representation. I think he
waves.
studied that at one point.
Chip just
Oh,
waves.
oh, good, you're already here.
Yes,
Where's
I'm
Lynx?
officiating.
Lynx does in fact show up.
You're.
Lynx,
Oh, I
you
should
show
have
up-
brought Alessandra and Gwendolyn.
You show up at that point, Lynx, with the Nim.
Nimbus's
going,
magical purple.
You just see Nim going, oh my goodness. I'll be right back. And she uses the key. She comes back with Alessandra and Gwendolyn in tow.
Lynx is confused.
They are all clucking and flapping like a bunch of hens.
That was the wrong hand.
Love
What the fuck? There.
Are you doing it now? Like right now?
We are going to have a big party later. Maybe when it's colder out or something. I hear that can be very magical. Though you guys are magical on your own, especially her, because I'm marrying her. I'm gonna keep saying that a lot today. I think.
This is going to be the Christmas special. Continue.
Maybe. Well, I mean, what are, huh? Should I do your hair? Should I find you a dress?
Alessandra just
Is that
Thinking about
legally-
doing it as is.
Gwendolyn
Is that
just
legally
opens
required?
up a bag of holding, pops a wardrobe onto the ground, and expands.
Oh boy.
Classic
on brand.
Gwendolyn.
That's very on brand for Gwendolyn. And just opens it up. It says, everything in there is magical garments, so it'll grow to fit you or shrink to fit you.
Do you have a suit, the bespoke
Stable
one?
molecules.
Yes, here you go. Pulls it out.
Who's the dress for?
Either of you, both of you?
I mean, it's really up to the two people, Nimbus. Maybe let them pick.
course, of course.
Garl just turns to Cassandra like, Cassandra, I'm more than happy to get all dolled up for this. It's your day as well as mine. What would you like?
I want you to wear whatever makes you happiest. And I'll be right back. Pops into the wardrobe. Pops back out looking fantastic, regal, elegant, flowy, floral.
Mm-hmm. Classic Cass.
Classic.
Garl steps lightly into the wardrobe, so to speak, and actually does emerge in a kind of backless, kind of like dark dress, like matte black and dark as night, but it also has like little twinkling gems or what have you in it. Something to look like the night sky.
Or what the night sky used to look like in this universe.
Well, Garl's old enough to remember, maybe.
Well, stars didn't get starting to be eaten until like the tournament arc, so everyone still remembers the night sky.
I have a vague memory of my tribe's ritual for this involving like a day-long competition of strength and endurance and like enclosed spaces with like burning fires until someone maybe passed out from heat exhaustion. But that seems like a lot. And honestly, I don't remember why we would do that. It seems like a lot. So I'm perfectly happy with dresses and big building of stone.
If you want to have an endurance contest, we can absolutely do that at the reception. We'll have more time to plan.
Contest.
It's not where I expected that sentence to go.
Matt, you're bright red.
The competitive
funny to
nature
me.
of Elisandra shows through a little bit. She just squeezes Nim's hand slightly tighter, with like a "we would win."
Yes.
give her a big squeeze. That like double squeeze.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember something that I remember is important that can't wait for the party. And
I'm dying.
everyone just stay here. And Garl runs around the corner of the courthouse, and you just hear her running down the street or something. Eventually she comes back after you hear it's like something crash and break, comes back with a big thing of flowers. I think we have to throw these afterwards.
I think we do.
My cabbage.
You hear some angry
flowers.
voice. Yeah, an angry voice around the corner. So yeah, Garl's ready to go, so to speak.
Yeah. Y'all have a short ceremony. You become officially married at that point. We will save the big gushy ceremony for the Christmas special.
And, people put off the actual ceremony. They have a destination wedding for small family and then have a big party later on for the friends and family.
And yeah.
Garl is going to chuck the bouquet backwards. So anyone who wants to try and catch it, reflex save.
I'm gonna make a reflex save. Will, you can make some for Elisandra and Gwendolyn. Lynx can make a reflex save.
I gotta find Gwen. I have to find Gwen.
5.
That is a
Garl throws it
5
hard
on
enough
my
that
face,
you will
35
take damage
total.
if you roll low enough.
What's the DC?
I think it's just the highest person.
Oof.
Gwen, you tripped.
Gwendolyn!
Oh man, I wish I had a villain point for that. Elisandra. Where the hell is Elisandra? Elisandra's not in the party, Loot Will.
I mean, maybe Alessandra would just buff Nim.
No, Elisandra's a competitive person. She would go.
Oh, there's
yeah.
a villain point in chat.
There's a
Abby.
villain point in
Oh.
chat.
From Abby.
All right.
From Abby.
Gwen's
I remembered we are allowed to buy villain points.
Gwen is going to
Are we?
use that
Yeah, we are.
because
What is with tonight?
I'm telling you, man,
Okay.
Roll20 has a.
Oh,
Oh, my
wait.
god.
that's the old Elisandra sheet. That's not the updated
Oh, that's
one.
fair.
The evil Alessandra.
There we go.
There we go. Aw, catches it handily with a natural 19 on the die phase.
Lynx, are you going to try catching it?
No.
Aww. Yeah, Alessandra grabs it. And then she realizes what she's done. And then she's just like holding it, and then she throws it to Gwen, and Gwen catches it. And then Gwen throws it back to Alessandra, and she catches it. And then they just throw it, and then Alessandra throws it back to Gwen. Gwen throws it back to Alessandra. Alessandra then throws it at Nim.
I'll catch it.
Yeah.
Is this how this works?
No, but technically I caught it, so I'll take
Sandra does lean into Alessandra after she tosses it to Nim. Is like, you realize that means the exact same thing.
Alessandra and is blushing, and if people want to make a perception check, they can.
gladly. 47.
Gwendolyn is also blushing.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Those are my girlies.
But
Oh. Congratulations to you two. Oh, I will need to prepare a really, really nice wedding gift. Do you have a registry?
Oh, what now?
This was very last minute.
When was the proposal? I didn't even hear about the engagement. I didn't even have an opportunity to throw you to an engagement party. It would have been a really lovely event.
I mean, it had sort of been building for a while, but there was sort of a spark this morning that we just had to seize.
You got engaged this morning?
Yeah.
Oh, well, congratulations on the engagement and on the nuptials. Oh my goodness, what a turnaround. Well, something to wait for the reception then.
Alessandra
if you need
just
any
kind of
help-
like puts like a little finger up. No, never mind.
What?
It's just usually like, you know, with such Garl and Cassandra both have a certain amount of wealth, Nimbus. And there's certain things that happen with marriage where it may be important to include.
A prenup.
Yes. Gwen says, "Oh, prenup. Yes, that's."
Well, it's only for people who get unmarried.
I know that. You know that. They probably won't, but you know, it's just. Anyway, sorry.
Okay. Well, that's all right. It's too late for that now anyway.
It is.
The court documents are filed, so let's not think about that. Let's maybe think about planning. Oh my goodness. So what color scheme were you guys thinking of going for? Are we thinking like a I don't know, star and moon, or maybe like a floral garden? What's the
Is that a good note to end on?
And as Nimbus goes full Nimbus, we are going to continue along our timeline to about halfway through year 1. Nimbus.
It is 9 o'clock.
It is 9. We are going to end on a bit of a cliffhanger.
Okay.
You said you would give your mom 1 year to contact you.
Oh.
And Nimbus is very, very busy in this year. I think she's going to try to convince and then move her father and Malachor out to Brighthall with her.
Oh, they come back immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get them settled. And then there's the rebuilding of Brighthall that she is heavily involved in.
Malachor joins the League of Adventure and Arts. They are not put in Lynx's class as it may be a conflict of interest, and the dean is very strict about that.
That's fair. He's a really good teacher, though. So that's unfortunate. But perhaps in like your master degrees, those are a little bit more flexible. If you pursue a master's degree, you don't have to. But yeah, and then I think she's going to spend a lot of time sort of rebuilding Brighthall, because I think a lot of it was either evacuated or turned undead.
It was slightly
And
decimated.
fixing that will take some time. I think when she's not occupied with that, she is checking in on the new leadership in Salagoza, seeing how that is going, checking on the girls, and making sure everyone is okay and taken care of.
At this point, Elisandra and Gwen and you are probably like have a plate.
One more thing.
Oh, go ahead.
One more tiny little matter, just the matter of the 1 million displaced refugees from the Opal Empire, maybe trying to help facilitate housing and resources for them is a priority.
Fair enough. Believe it or not, a lot of them are actually going up north with the Viatori, and
Okay.
they're part of that group that's been expanding Malotes into the Magiscard Wastes some more.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's been going
That's
well.
easy enough.
But yes, Nimbus.
Yes.
The year has gone by that you've basically given your mother as like a goal,
Yeah.
and she has yet to contact you.
Ooh. Then it's time to send out a sending that I really did not want to send. How do I want to phrase this? I want to respect your boundaries. But your continued silence is hurtful. Was this your intention? I just want to talk.
Your sending doesn't get a immediate answer. And it continues to not get an answer. Like a week passes. And then the second week passes.
I think after the first week, I will send a follow-up and just say, I don't want to play this card, but I may not have all that long to have this conversation.
At the end of the second week, a letter comes for Nimbus in the mail.
Oof.
And
Snail mail.
all that's written on it is an address. An address in Salagoza.
Oh.
An address of a familiar cafe to Nimbus.
Oh.
And that is where we are going to end tonight's session.
Yeah.
So join us next week for that conversation.
Woo!
Interesting.
Bit of a roller coaster today.
A little bit of a roller coaster. We advanced the plot. I seeded some things for the second campaign, and we did a whole bunch of stuff together. So everyone, thank you so much for coming to tonight's episode of the League of Amazing Adventurers. Don't forget to check out many other shows here on the channel. Don't forget to come on Saturday for my belated because my birthday is tomorrow. But I'm doing the birthday stream on Saturday.
Plus, there's a Friday stream on Friday.
Yeah, there's a Friday
Right.
stream on Friday as well. But
Birthday sandwich.
As Desna intended.
Saturday is going to be
As
like the
Desna
Will
intended.
birthday stream that I'm doing for myself. The Saturday stream is my gift to myself, but the Friday stream is my gift to my brain. It is the Genshin Impact stream. And yeah,
Yeah.
so come check those out. Come say hi. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Tell strangers on the street, and we'll see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.
Again.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Hanging out.